Hello, wonderful woman, and welcome to Overflow. I am so delighted that you're here, and I'm very excited to go on the journey that is ahead of us both. I know that you are here because you'd like some things to be different in your life. No doubt you are driven, no doubt you are working hard towards the things that are important to you, but that you haven't been feeling the way that you most would like, that you haven't been feeling as alive and vibrant and as clear and stress-free as you'd like. Perhaps your results haven't been exactly as good as you know what you're capable of inside. Perhaps you haven't been experiencing the connection with the people around you that you would most love. Perhaps there's just been a sense that there's something missing, that there's something more to life than this hamster wheel of working and showing up for life and business and family if you have one, and feeling a little run off your feet. So I am delighted that you have chosen this program to come in and solve those problems. Because I've spent many years working with women just like you, including myself, to come up with the best possible solutions for those challenges. And they are right here inside this program. They're right here inside of Overflow. This is a distillation of and like a beautiful tapestry of all of the favorite tools that I've worked with that work with my clients and in my own life, the modalities and practices. You're going to have downloadable meditations, journaling prompts, and a community of other amazing women here in this space to connect with you, to encourage you, and for you to encourage them and to go on this journey together. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, truly thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to invest in yourself and give yourself this journey ahead. Because I know that if you really let yourself lean into these coming weeks, this will change your life. So let's talk a little bit about the journey that we're about to go on together. I want to orient you and talk about the moving parts and the actual pathway through the material that you're going to dive into. And in this initial welcome guide, this first module, there's a bunch of short videos and they're all designed to support you to get the most that you possibly can from Overflow. I want you to make sure that you watch these welcome videos inside this first module before you dive into the content. I know you're excited to get started. So let's talk a little bit about the journey to begin with. I have at this point been working for over a decade with ambitious and driven women in a whole variety of different fields. And I've seen that there's these three core problems that they face. And these three core problems and the solutions that I've designed for them make up the three core pillars of the Overflow program. Those three problems that I've spoken about are first, that you probably feel like you're trapped in your head. That throughout all my time of working with driven women, there's this theme that I see. You've likely been rewarded and encouraged and validated and championed for your intellect, for your capacity, for your drive, and maybe not so much for your feeling, sensing nature. And as a result, when challenges arise in your life, you're trying to think your way through problems that actually need you to feel your way through them. And so many women that I've worked with before find themselves stuck in these loops of really unsupportive and unconstructive cycles of thinking and feeling. So this first piece here is to address the fact that you've felt trapped in your head. Next up, this one's no big secret. Women are exhausted today. You probably feel this way sometimes yourself. If you're working hard on your business, you're giving it your all, you're striving towards the goals that are important to you, you're looking after everybody and everything, but what's left for you at the end of the day? So we're going to dive in and address that and get you back some energy, which I'm super excited about. And then finally, there's this sense that I see in so many women where they feel like they're on a hamster wheel. I'm going through the motions. I'm showing up and doing the things that my business and my life require of me, but I'm not really living. Like, why? Why am I here? What is this? Is this it? So we're going to make sure that you get some fire back in your belly and reignite that spark. let me talk to you about the solutions for these problems. And this is what makes up the 3 core pillars of overflow. Instead of being trapped in your head, let's find you some peace. Instead of that sense of exhaustion and living off the scraps that are left at the end of the day for you, let's get you back in connection with some aliveness and vitality and passion. And finally, instead of going through the motions, I want you to feel connected to your purpose and to feel connected to that purpose, not just as a mental idea, but to actually live in contact with feeling a sense of being on purpose. And I'm going to teach you how to do that if right now you're feeling like, or hearing that and thinking, my God, I've got no idea what that even means. Don't worry, because we're going to walk that path together and you're going to get there. So let's go a little deeper with these. I want to talk about the modules that we're going to dive into under these 3 core pillars. And these modules make up the 9 weeks of material that you have access to inside this program. So we're going to begin with peace. This is our foundation. And these 3 steps, if you will, to create that sense of peace and freedom from those cycles of unsupportive thinking and feeling, from that sense of being trapped in your head. First, we need nervous system mastery. This is your ability to actually get out of your head and back into your body. I said before that you've likely been validated and encouraged and championed for being smart and capable. And while those things are brilliant, often when women have been validated for those things, you've cultivated those skills. You've worked hard at them in your business, in your career, through running a family and a household and all the things that you've done. And maybe your skill and capacity to work with your body, to work with your emotional world, your sensing world is not as skilled. And so you're probably stressed as well. And when that stress accumulates, and you get triggered because you get that email from a supplier with the bad news, or you get the message from a customer who's dissatisfied, or you're having a fight with your husband or spouse, those triggers that arise in your system are all like nervous system arousal. So instead of having all that accumulated stress that's built up and feeling a little bit like, I don't really know what to do with all of this, first, we're going to give you nervous system mastery. Next up is, I hope you can read that, is inner harmony. Now, this is a really, one of my favorite frameworks to teach women. And it's a way for you to understand yourself potentially in a way that you've never considered before. You've likely heard of the idea of a masculine and feminine energy, but I'm going to introduce you to those 2 energies, your inner marriage, in a way that you haven't learned about before, and help you to use that internal relationship with yourself to get better rest, to feel more connected to yourself, to be able to switch off when you need to at the end of the day rather than carrying work around with you all the time, and generally feel more able to interrupt the unhealthy patterns that you might see pop up in your life from time to time. And finally, is our 3rd module in the 1st pillar, pain to power. If you really want to transition out of being trapped in your head and find that legitimate sense of peace, then you need to learn to be able to work constructively with the emotion and tension and stress that arises in your body and life. So being able to welcome and work with challenging emotions and accumulated stress, and not just to think about them, not just to try and problem solve them, but to be able to work with them through the body, because they are of the body. Your feelings, your stress, your tension is here in your physical being. It's not here in your head. The thoughts may be driving it, but it's stored in your body. And so thinking is not enough. You need to learn to work with it through your body. And this module called Pain to Power is going to give you the tools to do that in a really amazing way. Let's move on to our 2nd pillar, where we're getting you back some energy and vitality and passion. And first up, we are going to talk about loving boundaries. Now, this is one that a lot of women really struggle with. Hello, people pleasers. If you are one, that's okay. I totally can relate and have had a journey with that myself. So lots and lots of women are conditioned to put others before themselves. And there's this unconscious way of abandoning yourself, putting others first, and not actually caring for yourself in the way that you would most love. So in this first module of our second pillar, we're going to be doing a really loving time and boundaries audit. You're going to get to see exactly where your time is going, exactly where your energy is going. Where are you saying yes when you actually mean no? Because those leaks are losing you energy every day and every week. Next up, we'll be talking about physical vitality. It's a cliche, but there's a saying that says your body is a temple, and it is. This body is the only one that you've got. So in this physical vitality module, we're going to be exploring food, water, exercise, posture, sleep, and your wonderful menstrual cycle. All things physical body. How do you nurture it? How do you feed it well? How do you look after it in a way that both is a reflection of your growing love for yourself and also of the fact that we have this one precious and pretty short life, and this vessel is the one that you get to do that life in. So it's very precious. And finally, this is one of my favorites. In module 2, we are going to dive into awakening pleasure. Now, this is both the little joys in life, the little moments of delight and enjoyment, your senses, the way that some flowers might smell, the way that your cat or your dog feels under your fingertips. But it's also you getting to deepen into and claim and reconnect with your erotic aliveness. This sensuality and sexuality is your birthright as a woman. And this is an area that lots of women culturally have quite a bit of dogma and conditioning around. So it can be a fairly loaded topic. But let me tell you, if your sexuality is shut down, if you're disconnected from feeling and sensing the joys of living, you are going to struggle to feel vital and alive. This creative, primal embodied life force, this ability to feel your aliveness through your flesh, is such a key part of you feeling more vibrant and alive in your life. And it doesn't mean that you're going around all the time feeling inappropriately turned on. It's about you being connected to your joy and your enjoyment. And finally, we're going to move into our third pillar, purpose. So we have cultivated a sense of peace. You've cleared some space so you can have some spaciousness, some fresh connection with yourself. You're waking up vitality and aliveness. You're protecting your time and energy in new ways. And now we get to take all of that beautiful work that you've done and explore how it transitions or translates into your business, into your leadership, into the way that you are creating your life. So first up, we have radiant results. Many women create results in their lives and businesses from a sense of like stress and fear. There's this thread of high functioning or like low grade anxiety beneath the surface of, oh, I need to do these things or something bad will happen. I need to earn this next amount of money or something bad will happen. And that really feeds that feeling of being the mouse on the hamster wheel, of just performing the tasks but feeling a little bit stressed all the time. And so this first module is really about reconnecting you with the ability to create your life and create very specific results in your life and business through an embodied, alive sense of connection to your passion for what it is that you're doing in the world. Next up, what's the word? Oh, I ran out of space. Sustainable confidence. Now, this one is an important module because in your journey as a woman and as a businesswoman, there's of course going to be some ups and downs. Life is both beautiful and really challenging at times. And so, how do you be with those challenges? How do you ride the cycles of ups and downs in life and sustain your sense of confidence and momentum towards the things that are important to you, even with those ups and downs? How do you care for yourself through that? How do you embrace that as a natural part of life and business, and let that be something that can become part of your process instead of something that you're beating yourself up for or fighting against those natural cycles? So you being able to ride those waves gives you access to this beautiful sense of trust and confidence in yourself that's quite unshakable because it's no longer dependent on things in your life looking a certain way. I'm excited to share that one with you. And then finally, inspiring your tribe. How do you take all of this material, this beautiful, authentic connection to yourself that you've cultivated, and translate it into the way that you lead your team? How do you take this into the way that you sell to your prospects, or the way that you show up as a thought leader in your space and in your line of work? This is a really beautiful one to give access to you being the woman that you want to be and letting yourself be seen, and letting those beautiful qualities filter into the way that you are with others. Now, throughout all of this, we'll be touching into other little pieces like how do these ideas and practices and concepts influence and impact in your personal relationships, because intimate partnership and relationship is incredibly precious to my heart, and also such a core piece of the way that women do life is relationally. And so how does this material influence the woman that you are as a wife or a partner, and or if you're single and you're looking for a partner? These things can really impact and change the way that you experience yourself inside of partnership. And so many of the women that I work with have talked about wanting more connection, wanting more intimacy, and so much of this journey is going to positively impact your experience of those things as well. And funnily, when I was creating this material, relationships didn't have just one spot where it fit. It's like it's in all of it, which is why you're not seeing a module there for relationships or for intimacy. It really is something that filters through in all of this. So you're going to hear me sharing and talking about that. So that's our journey. How exciting. I can't wait to get into it with you. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Overflow. Welcome to this journey. What I want you to do right now, having listened to this or watched this first video, is comment below the video now and let me know which one of these modules you're most excited to dive into. I'm looking forward to hearing about it, and I'll see you in the next video.